What up, y'all? How's it been? I know it's been a few days since I've been on here and all, but yeah, I want to talk about the NBA standings and what if the playoffs started today and who these teams will go against, and who I think that might go to the NBA finals. Um, I'm gonna talk about both conferences, and that's because since the season comes to an end, why not? So I might as well get started. I'm gonna start with the Eastern Conference. Okay, you got Miami, Indiana, Toronto, Chicago, Brooklyn, Washington, Charlotte, and Atlanta. You got all these teams. And let me get started on the first seed. Miami right now. For the first seed the first seed, fourth year in a row. Let's just say that. Fourth year in a row. Fourth season in a row, I mean. And it's whatever with them, man. I don't know. I don't know what they gonna do. I'll talk about them a little later, but I ain't gonna talk about them, but I'm gonna talk about them individually a little later. Now you got Miami. If they playoffs start today, they'll go against the Atlanta Hawks right now. Miami Heat against the Atlanta Hawks. Let's be real here. Atlanta Hawks ain't winning. The Heat gonna win this, okay? If not, they might sweep them. If they don't sweep them, they gonna go to 5. That's it. They might win one game at best. I think Atlanta. They might win only one game at best. At best, one game. Because I don't think they gonna win. I don't think they gonna win in the playoffs like for real. Excuse me. Um. Yeah, like Atlanta. Who do they really had? They had no stars at all. All they got is Jeff Teague, and he's not a star. He's inconsistent at times. He's so inconsistent. They really have nobody. They had Jeff Teague and Antic and Kyle Culver and shit. Paul Millsap. They ain't really got anybody to really rely on. Lou Williams ain't shit. I don't think. They ain't really got nobody to rely on. And I mean, come on now. They ain't got a strong bench. That's the main part. They ain't got a starting lineup or a strong bench. They lucky to even be in the playoffs right now. Cause New York Knicks, the New York Knicks are done. Let's be real here. The New York Knicks are done. After today, they really fought. They lost today against the Miami Heat today. J.R. Smith, today's game, he made 10 threes out of 22 attempts, or 23 attempts, I think. He shot 22. 22 attempts, my bad. I'm stuttering. But yeah, New York Knicks are done. Carmelo might as well lead that team, because that team ain't going to be shit for a long ass time. No defense, no nothing. And Atlanta, they lucky to be in the playoffs right now. So Miami gonna end up taking this one. I say they gonna go. They're either gonna sweep them or they gonna go to game 5. They gonna probably win one game maybe at most. At the most, I don't see them winning no more than one game, to be honest with you. All right, moving on to Indiana now. They was just the number 1 seed like a week ago, right? See how time changed? You know why? Because Indiana can't win shit. They started to look terrible at the end of the season. Terrible. Paul George being inconsistent. He can't shoot worth a damn. His jumper is so off right now, it's not even funny. Then you got Roy Hibbert and shit. He inconsistent as fuck. Roy Hibbert is so fucking overrated. It's not even funny. Roy Hibbert is so fucking overrated. Only time he step up is in the big games. He don't even step up like that. But he's inconsistent. He's very inconsistent. He's been inconsistent for a long time. People want to say he one of the best centers in the league. But look, I'll say that's bullshit. Is he better than fuck. I don't even think he better than DeAndre Jordan off of the Clippers. I'll be honest with you. Shit, he ain't the best center in the league. I'm just saying that. I ain't gonna go into that discussion right there. But yeah, I think Indiana, they gonna beat Charlotte. We know this shit, but right now they look like shit. Charlotte, nah, don't get me wrong. Now Charlotte, they might can pull a game or two out of the Indiana Pacers. To be honest with you, they might pull a game or two out of them because Charlotte. Do not underestimate Charlotte. They do got a decent defense. The only problem with Charlotte Bobcats, they have no offense. They don't have a real offensive game. Because they're not a real offensive team. They a good defensive team, but the offense ain't shit. That's why they can't win. They can't score. Now Charlotte, if they get a couple more pieces of offense, this team can be deadly than a motherfucker next year. If they get some offensive players, oh my god, that team could be deadly. Or they play better offensively, you know. But yeah, I think Indiana gonna take this one. I think this is gonna go to Game 6. To be honest with you, it's gonna go to Game 6 with Indiana coming out on top. All right. Never mind. I'll talk about that in a minute. You got Toronto and Washington. This can go either way. I don't give a fuck. Washington is the 6th seed. And Toronto the 3rd seed. I don't give a fuck. Washington is the 6th seed. They can still beat Toronto, I think. Because their record is not that far from behind from Toronto. Nah, they got some talented motherfuckers on Toronto, man. I ain't gonna lie. They got DeMar DeRozan. Even though you can't shoot worth a damn. But you ain't gotta be the best shooter to be a good shooting guard. That's bullshit. Well, actually, you do gotta be at least a decent shooter. But you know what I'm trying to get here. He got decent defense, not great defense. And then you got Amir Johnson and shit. He's so. Then you got Terrence Ross. That motherfucker can ball. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That motherfucker can ball. Underrated than a motherfucker too. Terrence Ross is so underrated. He can ball. Put him on another team, that motherfucker be balling like a motherfucker. Guaranteed. Just like how I said with James Harden when he was with the Thunder and shit. Like put James Harden on another team. I swear to God, he would put up over 25 points a game. At least 25 points or better. And that's what he's doing right now, ain't he? But yeah. And then you got Kyle Lowry. He ain't all that shit. Let's be real here. They got Valanciunas. He's straight. They ain't. And then they bench. They benches like their benches like it ain't all that. Nah, Washington. I think their bench is more deeper than Toronto's bench. I think. Nah, I think honestly, I think Washington might beat these motherfuckers. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think Washington might beat these motherfuckers. Because Washington, when they be on their shit, they defense ain't no motherfucking joke. And John Wall, I think he gonna pick that fucking defense. He gonna pick that defense apart of Toronto because the Toronto defense is so. It's not amusing defense. Not that good of a defense. It's so. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's so. John Wall, if he on his A game, he gonna ball on these motherfuckers. Let's be real here. And then you got Bradley Beal. If he get hot shooting threes, it's over. He's like a baby Ray Allen to me. A baby Ray Allen. Then you got fucking Gortat. Gortat be balling too. But I think Washington gonna take this series though. Honestly, I don't care. They is the 6th seed. They gonna take it for Toronto. I don't see Toronto really winning this. That's just my opinion. You might say something different, but that's my opinion. I don't care if they the 3rd seed. Toronto be out. If not, I won't be surprised, but I think they are gonna be out. Alright. Now you got Chicago and Brooklyn for the 3rd year in the motherfucking row. Fuck! I'm tired of seeing these two teams going against each other in the damn playoffs, man. The fuck, man. I seen Chicago and Brooklyn like 2 or 3 years straight. I'm not even kidding. 2 or 3 years straight. 2 to 3 years straight going against each other and shit. It's usually either the Bulls the 4th seed or the 5th seed or the Brooklyn the 4th seed or the 5th seed. They never change their seed. They always the same goddamn seeds, basically. The same fucking seed. Always the same fucking seed. Fuck. Who gonna win this series? This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Nah. If KG comes back and be on his shit, be on his game and shit, if he comes back, if he comes back, they might have, I think Chicago might have a problem. They might have a little problem, to be honest with you. Nah. I don't care if KG is kind of out of his problem, but he's still a name. He still draws defenses to come to him. He still can be a threat when need to be. When he needs to step up, he will step up. That's what KG does. I don't care how old he is. But yeah, you got Paul Pierce. He can step up. He can get hot at any given moment. I don't care. This motherfucker old as fuck, but he still get hot at any given moment. Do not fall asleep on Paul Pierce. I'm going to tell you that right now. Brook Lopez out. Fuck it. He ain't. I think Brook Lopez is alright, but he ain't the best. Brook Lopez, now he could score, but his defense ain't shit. So they don't miss him that much. His defense ain't shit. I don't give a fuck. And he don't rebound that much. How the fuck is you over 7 feet and barely rebound the fucking ball? If you over 7 feet, you averaging 5 rebounds a game, you should be ashamed of your goddamn self. Seriously. 5, 6 rebounds and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's motherfucking smaller player. It's point guards that average more than that shit. 5, 6 rebounds a game. It's point guards in the league that average more than that. That's a goddamn shame. And then they bench. Brooklyn bench ain't all they got is Marcus Thornton really off the bench. They ain't got shit. They ain't really got shit off the bench. I mean, no, my bad. Marcus, Marcus Thornton. That's all they got off the bench is Marcus Thornton. They ain't really got shit. So everybody else on their bench is so to garbage or ass. And then you got the Bulls. Nah, they one of the top defensive teams in the NBA right now. Probably the top 3 defensive teams in the NBA right now. If not the number 1 defense, but excuse me. When you got if Derrick Rose was back and he was at full force, this might be a problem for the Brooklyn. It might be a real problem. But he ain't playing like 2 years basically. He came back way earlier this season. He only played a few games and shit, and then got injured a whole another year. I think Derrick Rose gonna be the next Penny Hardaway and shit. The next Penny Hardaway. Just get injured and shit all the goddamn time. Supposed to be this great player and shit, then get injured and shit, and his career be fucking over. That's the type of player he gonna end up being. That's the way it's looking like right now. The next Penny Hardaway and shit. Like, I'm gonna be honest. You got Noah, top MVP candidate. This motherfucker get triple doubles out the ass and shit. I still think Anthony Davis better than him, but that just is whatever. It's whatever though. Because Anthony Davis, he more versatile. He can do a lot of shit. Now, Joakim Noah, he can ball too. Now, don't get me wrong. But I think Davis should be in the MVP conversation. Nobody ever bring him up in the conversation. He should definitely be in the conversation. I don't know how he ain't in the conversation, but it's whatever. But you got Joakim Noah. He gonna ball. You know he gonna do his thing and shit. He gonna do his fucking thing. And then you got Jimmy Butler. He gonna play some D. He gonna lock your ass down and shit. Jimmy Butler, and he can go off too at times on offense. You can go off on your ass shooting threes and all types of shit. Kirk Hinrich can go off on threes at any given moment. You got Dunleavy can go off on threes at any given moment. Boozer, let me be honest with Boozer now. Boozer, his defense ain't shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. His defense is fucking terrible. Fucking terrible ass defense. Have you ever seen him play defense? His defense is terrible. This mother, say like a power forward, like, okay, a power forward is about to shoot a jumper, a mid-range jumper, right? This motherfucker be on the other side of the fucking court and shit. Or he'd be way over there or some shit. You don't even be close to the power forward, and when he does, he sag off too much. And then on top, if he do try to play physical, man, they'll just body his ass up and just boom, to shoot over him, because he not strong. Boozer is not a strong power forward. He's a finesse power forward. He's not a physical and finesse power forward. He's just a finesse power forward. All he can do is shoot mid-range jumpers, and that's it. That's all he good for. Boozer's so overrated. He's been overrated for years. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And then they got a decent bench. They got DJ Augustine, and they got DJ Augustine, fucking Tony Snell. Well, he's so-so. And then you got some other motherfuckers, Najee Muhammad and shit. Najee Muhammad is so washed up. He never had a spot. He just been washed up. He always been washed up. He been washed up since motherfucking 20 years ago. No, I was playing. He ain't played that long. He been washed up since day one in the NBA. It feel like to me, washed up ass motherfucker. Now at times he can't contribute, but he a washed up motherfucker. They ain't really they bench and shit. They do got one of the better benches in the NBA, but I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this series, to be honest with you. This is gonna be a tough one, but I have to say Chicago gonna win this one. Again. Unless Paul Pierce step up. If he step up, Darren Williams step up, all these motherfuckers step up, Chicago might have a problem. But other than that, I think Chicago gonna win with that defense. Their defense might be good enough to hold them off. That's about it. And then that's the first round. That's the first round in the Eastern Conference. Now I'm about to go to the Western Conference. I'm gonna stay with the East. You had Miami beat Atlanta. You had Indiana beating Charlotte. You had Washington beating Toronto. You had Chicago beating Brooklyn. I don't know how they gonna set it up. It depends on who wins. Like how they gonna set up the next card. So I can't say that right now. I can't say that. You know what? I ain't gonna move to the Western Conference. I'm gonna bring you a second round Eastern Conference, Western Conference video. I'm talking about who gonna win them in them video. I mean, in that video, so who gonna win this game and that game and that game and whatnot. I'm gonna tell you, but I'm just telling you the first round. All right. Let me go to the Western Conference. You got the San Antonio Spurs, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the LA Clippers. You got the Houston Rockets, Portland. You got Golden State. You got Dallas and Memphis Grizzlies. Now, oh man, remember them classics like a few years ago and shit? Last few years and shit? The Spurs and the Memphis Grizzlies, they be having the Grizzlies and the Spurs having these classics and shit. Having these classic playoff games and shit. Remember this shit? Especially back in a couple years ago when the Grizzlies beat the Spurs, surprisingly. Remember that? Yup, they going against each other again. If the playoffs start today, they going against each other again for the third year in a motherfucking row. Going against them again. Wow. What can I say? I think San Antonio gonna end up beating these motherfuckers. Because the Grizzlies ain't looking right now. They ain't looking right to me. They ain't, nah. If the don't get me wrong. The Grizzlies can't lose their playoff spot. They can lose their playoff spot within the next couple days and shit, next couple games and shit. Because even though the number 8 seed, the Suns got the same exact record as the Grizzlies right now. They got the same exact record. I think they 45 and 31 or some shit. 45-32. Something like that. They both got the same record right now. So it could be the Suns or the Grizzlies, but the playoff start right now would be the Grizzlies. So San Antonio, if they go against the Grizzlies, I think they're gonna win. Because look, you got your lineup with the Grizzlies, your Mike Conley, which is Mike Conley, one of the most underrated point guards in the NBA right now. Period. One of the most underrated point guards in the league. That motherfucker be balling like a motherfucker. Play good defense. Very underrated. And then you got Tony Allen. You know, he ain't no big threat of being a scorer. But, you know, he can score at times, but he ain't like that now. He mainly known for his defense. Probably the best defensive shooting guard in the league. And then you got Tayshaun Prince. They used to be on the Pistons. Wow. Inconsistent Tayshaun Prince. I don't know what he gonna be like. I don't know what kind of Tayshaun gonna show up. Then you got Zach Randolph, definitely one of the most underrated power forwards in the NBA. Still is, always have been, always probably will be. Most underrated power forward in the league. And then you got Marc Gasol. He should have never won Defensive Player of the Year last year, but he can't. He good for blocking shots and shit. And he can go off on any time. He can score some points if you ask him to. Actually, anybody in this lineup could score some points at any time. Maybe except Tony Allen. But that's their lineup. And then you got the Spurs and shit. You got Parker. I think, who else starting? Danny Green and shit. Kawhi Leonard. Tim Duncan. And motherfucking Splitter. You got these motherfuckers starting and shit. I don't know how they gonna start it up in the playoffs, but that's what I'm thinking of right now. Kawhi Leonard be balling like a motherfucker. Kawhi Leonard is a baller. He got good defense too. But yeah, he can ball, man. I ain't gonna lie. What school I forgot what school he came from, but he can ball like a motherfucker. Wait, he can go off on any time. Then you got Tony Parker. You know how he is, man. You know how it is with Tony Parker. That motherfucker be killing people. I know most point guards in the NBA say he one of the hardest point guards to guard, and he is. He is one of the hardest because he's so. Even though at his age and shit, he's still shifty and quick. He's still real quick and shifty. You know? And he's a good distributor. And he developed the mid-range jumper over the years. So, yeah, he's so versatile with everything. He's a true point guard. That's what the NBA is missing today's day. Today. They missing true point guards in the NBA. And Tony Parker is one of the dying breeds of a true point guard. And then they bench and shit. They got fucking Bellinelli and shit. Ayers and some other motherfuckers. I forgot. I gotta look up on their roster. Then the Grizzlies, they got fucking. Who else they got? They got Johnson and Ed Davis and shit. I don't know. I say San Antonio wins. Yup, San Antonio win. This series is not gonna be a sweep. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's not gonna be a sweep. I'm gonna tell you that right fucking now. It's not gonna be a sweep. This shit gonna go to probably game 6. It's probably gonna go to 6 or 7. It's probably gonna go to either 6 or 7. It's not going to no motherfucking. They're not gonna sweep them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But yeah. That's how I see it. That's how I see this series going. Then you got Oklahoma City and Dallas. 31 and 36 and fucking I mean, not 36, 46 and 31. I'm tripping with my hands. I don't know why, but yeah, Oklahoma City and Dallas. Nah, this one could be a motherfucker too. Nah, this series can be something else. Nah, don't go to sleep on Dallas Mavericks, but I think Oklahoma City gonna get them. They gonna get them. This Durant's year. They gonna get them. They gonna get them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Kevin Durant gonna step up big time. He gonna be scoring like 40 points a game and shit. Like he ain't gonna pass the damn ball. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And then you got fucking Westbrook if he stay healthy. You got Jones. You got Sam Adams, and you got Ibaka. Ibaka and shit. Nah, if Ibaka steps up, you might as well call it a done deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Because Dirk Nowitzki, you got the Mavericks, you got Dirk Nowitzki, Dollar Bear, Sean Marion, Calderon, Monte Ellis he gonna be fucked. I don't think Monte Ellis gonna have a good. I don't think he's gonna have a good playoffs like usual. He gonna choke because Monte Ellis is so inconsistent. He is so inconsistent. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He can ball now, but he inconsistent. He very inconsistent. You got Dirk. You know he gonna get his. You know he gonna get his and shit unless they just completely lock him the fuck down. That's the only way. Marion, he gonna get you up. He gonna get some hustle. He gonna hustle for you. He gonna get a couple rebounds and shit. Play some defense, and that's about it. That's all he gonna do. He ain't gonna really be a big scorer on the team and shit. No. But I think Oklahoma City gonna take that one. And that shit. I think that's gonna go to game 5. Let's be real here. That's gonna go to game 5. Yeah, this is gonna go to game 5. At game 5. I think the Mavericks gonna win 1, but it's going to 5. That's just my opinion. It might not happen that way, but I think it's gonna go to 5. Alright, nah. The Clippers and Golden State, I think. Yeah, Golden State. This is probably the toughest one in the Western Conference. I'm gonna tell you why. These two teams are just alike in so many in a funny way, because both of these teams have really they have zero defense. Really, I mean, I'm being completely honest with you. Both of these teams are high-scoring teams with no fucking defense at whatsoever. The Clippers can't stop no fucking body. The Golden State can't really stop no fucking body. Who they best? Okay, let me name the 2 best defenders on each team. Iguodala for the Warriors, and I say DeAndre Jordan for the Clippers. Maybe Chris Paul, but mainly DeAndre Jordan. And then everybody else they suck ass on defense. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Curry ain't no real defender like that. You got Klay Thompson, he definitely ain't no fucking defender. Who the fuck he lock up? Nobody. Then you got fucking Bogut and shit. Bogut gonna get his ass. They gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? If David Lee comes back, then I don't know. It's still probably over. But who I think then the Clippers, they have different lineups, but I don't know who the fuck gonna be starting. They have different lineups like every week and shit. It seems like. So one week Collison's starting for shooting guard or point guard. Next week is Chris Paul and Jerry Dudley and Redick and shit. So I don't know who the fuck gonna be starting there. But as I'm seeing it, the Warriors, I think they might end up. This might be a surprise. They might surprise the Clippers, but I think the Clippers gonna end up winning. I think actually, I don't know. It's a tough one, man. This is a tough one. Fuck. If Stephen Curry goes off, it might be a different story. which I think he will. He will go off in the playoffs. I guarantee you that. He gonna go off like he did last year. But they have no. The Warriors. One thing they don't have over the Clippers is a bench. The Clippers got a better bench than the Golden State Warriors. So I think that's why I think I'm picking the Clippers. They got a better bench. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason. Because both of these teams, they are pretty much the same teams. They high scoring offenses with average to below average defense. That's it. These two teams really have no defense. Especially the fucking Warriors and shit. They can't stop no fucking body. Okay. Next team. Rockets, Trailblazers. Now this one is interesting. But I think the Rockets will win. I'm going to tell you why. Now, the Rockets, they one of the most efficient offenses in the NBA, period. That team ain't no motherfucking joke. They got a bunch of sharpshooters on that fucking team. So does the Portland Trailblazers. But I think the Rockets gonna win. James Harden gonna go off on this shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. James Harden going off. Dwight Howard gonna fucking clown. These motherfuckers gonna beat the Blazers and shit. They gonna beat them. I promise you that. They gonna beat them. They gonna beat the Trailblazers. I'm sorry. Trailblazers gonna be out in the first round. I actually predicted earlier in the season, I thought the Blazers gonna be like a 7 seed or 6 seed or some shit. I was close though. Everybody said they're gonna be the number 1 seed throughout the whole year. No, the fuck they not. I'm like, hell no. I said that shit way in the beginning of the season. I'm like, do you know who they fucking got? They defense ain't even all that. The Trailblazers, they have no fucking defense really. They have no defense. None. Like, they probably got a 10% defense and shit. Like, 10% defense and like fucking 70 and like 90% offense. That's what they run by. Damian Lillard, he ain't got no fucking defense at all. He has no defense. I don't give a fuck nobody say he has zero fucking defense. And he shoots a lot of threes. He has no fucking defense. Take that 3 away from Damian Lillard, he ain't shit. Take that away from him, he ain't shit. Even though I like Damian Lillard, but take that 3 away from his ass, he fucked. Because he ain't no true point guard. I'm going to tell you that right now. He not a point guard that's going to distribute and shit. He not the type of point guard that's going to make his team better. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that. I don't see that in Damian Lillard. That's why I be talking shit. That's why I'm talking shit. Have you seen him playing shit? I see him play. Y'all motherfuckers might come on here and say, why are you talking about Damian Lillard like that? Cause he's not a fucking baller. He's not that kind of point guard. You know what I'm saying? He's not a pass first point guard. He's not a distributor. He's not a good defender. That's why I'm saying this shit. I'm tired of people overrating these point guards and shit like Kyrie Irving and shit. Him and Kyrie Irving basically the same type of player. They shoot a lot of threes. Inefficient as hell. Well, Lillard was a little more efficient, but they, for the most part, inefficient. And these players are more off of flash than substance. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying what I was saying. Then you got, now with the Blazers lineup, you got him, you got Wesley Matthews. That dude can hit threes. He can shoot the lights out when he wants to. Then you got Batum. He can shoot the lights out when he wants to, and he can play a little bit of he decent on defense. You know what I'm saying? He got a little decent defense. He probably their best defender, to be honest with you. He probably their best defender. Then you got Aldridge, LaMarcus Aldridge. Now he can go off on any time. He versatile on offense now. I ain't gonna lie. Then you got Robin Lopez. You know, he ain't really shit. He ain't really all that to me. He's just a hustle guy. He ain't all that. Then they got Will Barton and Mo Williams and all that shit. I know their whole lineup. I just don't feel like talking about it. I just don't see the Trailblazers beating. I don't see them beating the Rockets. I don't see it. I don't know why. I just do not see it. I don't see them stopping James Harden. I don't see them stopping the whole fucking team. Parsons and shit. Chandler Parsons and shit. Chandler Parsons go off on their ass in a fucking hurry. That motherfucker light their ass up. I swear he would light their ass up. If they play defense the way they were playing the whole season, he gonna light their ass up. He gonna be the reason why they lose. I'm telling you that right now. The Rockets they more deep on the offensive end, and they more deep on defense. They got better defense and offense. So I think the Rockets gonna beat these motherfuckers. They gonna end this fucking fantasy of the fucking Blazers. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Tired of people overrating this fucking team. Then you get oh man. That's it, man. That's all I gotta say about the first round in the playoffs. I'm gonna bring up the second round another day. That's all I'm gonna say about this in this video about the NBA teams, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, man. I'm alright. Alright. I'm about to be out of here. Peace out, y'all. Sub up. Peace out.